I fly a starship across the universe divide. And when I reach the other side,
welcome everybody to Mundo Monday. It is a world of sabers here on SpaceWindu channel every single Monday night. I've got my lightsaber I've had for the past several weeks on the show. This is my Michael Murphy FX Sabers Graflex. I'll pop this open so you guys can see the beauty under here one more time. Well, that's pretty bright. There is a crystal. Let's pop that on. Crystal chamber. Oh yeah, focus a little better now. Crystal chamber with dual crystals. We've got a bunch of different little LED lights, including white power gate LEDs that actually touch the crystal and are embedded into the main crystal. It's kind of hard to see in this video. And red, or not red, blue and green LEDs, and also a NeoPixel that lights up the crystal in this NeoPixel version. All of the FX Sabers Graflexes on FX Sabers that come with NeoPixel. Oops, I'm hitting the aux button. That come with NeoPixel have blades that I build. Well, that's actually pretty cool. Look, when I've got the hilt like half on the bottom part, I've got like lights coming through the clamp card. Never really noticed that before. That's pretty cool. We got May the 4th coming up this week. It's May the 4th week, so May the 4th be with everybody this week. Oh, here comes my pooch. Practically falling down the stairs over here. I wanted to show you, if you haven't seen it already, I don't know if we talked about this last time. I don't think I mentioned this, but there is a new emitter I noticed on the custom Saber shop. Where is my... Where is my slide here? That's not it. Maybe it's my window here. Where'd it go? I have a picture. Oh, it's on Facebook. It's a picture of a new emitter on the Custom Saber shop. What do you guys think of this? I should make sure I like it. I do think that this is pretty cool. This looks like something from, I think they said this is something from the High Republic. So if you're looking for like a sword like saber, this would be, what's going on over here? This would be the emitter for a very sword like saber. And I thought that this was pretty cool. So it doesn't look like, it lights up in any way or anything. This is just to look like, see, there's another shot of it. This is just to look like a sword. And there's a couple different options. So there is the brass option, the bare aluminum. I think it either comes with both or they have a choice there. I thought that was pretty neat. That was pretty neat indeed. I don't know if anyone, is going to use that. I know that the Custom Saber shop posted on Instagram and said that there was going to be very few made. And then about a day later, they came back and said they were going to make a lot more because the demand was like a lot for this. And I mean, I could see why. I don't have any builds lined up that I'm going to be using this on, but I just thought it was pretty cool option. I never really thought the Custom Saber shop was going to like make an option like that for people that want their lightsaber to like look like High Republic or look like an old sword. I think that is pretty neat. Oh, Darth Weebus the Wise is here. Welcome. It's been a while since I've been in one of these. Awesome. Welcome. Darth Raven's Nest. Wow, that looks awesome. Cool. Yeah. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I do think this emitter is something special. For some people are going to do something amazing with it. I know it. Who like I think could make like a really cool sword out of this, or really cool saber. How about Jedi Seth or Darth Alice? One of those two I could see making like a really cool saber. Maybe somebody from Instagram, maybe Starfall Sabers. I think that's the name of them. They make a lot of cool sabers. Yeah, that is quite nice. This one is, I like the brass one too. I could imagine like the handle maybe being shaped like a king sword. You'd have a design on it that would be like a king sword, and then this would be a great addition to a saber like that. Darth Weebus the Wise says I might buy a Corbanth lightsaber. Yeah, I often talk about Corbanth lightsabers too. They have a lot of cool like movie designs that seem to be pretty accurate. Medieval or Medieval Eastern style. This is a really cool bit. That's just one thing I noticed. Like, let me go to actually the Custom Saber shop, because there was one thing I noticed they didn't have. They have been out of the trans white tubes. Let's see if they're in stock. So, I build a lot of these NeoPixel blades. And I get my supplies from here. Oh, what does it say here? Galaxy Week sale. Let's just pull this up. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. Show you guys what I'm looking at the Custom Saber shop. It looks like, apparently there's a May 4th sale. Who knew? Galaxy Week sale, 5.2 to 5.6, 15% off sound cards, 10% off KR pixel blades, 95. What does that say? $95. Oh, okay. Site-wide, 15% off. Sound cards, 10% off. KR pixel blades at $95 instead of, I think, maybe 140 or so. I don't know how much they were before. Hilt kits, 20% off. That's pretty awesome. So that's on the main page. If you guys go to Custom Saber shop and want to buy anything there. Let me look at where. I want to look. I think it's Pixel Blades. They've been out of a certain bit that I need. Well, I got them from the Saber Armory. I think oh, okay, we have stock. Perfect. I'm gonna have to buy some of these. This is what I buy for, you know, thin wall blades. Like I think that's kind of the standard for people. You know, I've kind of broken them dueling the blade tube part, as some of you may have done yourself, but the innards stay protected. It seems like I haven't broken like LEDs, whereas I've broken I think 2, and only just at the tip. So I don't know if you guys have the same like problem. Like you hit the tip, like you kind of smack the top, and it's like the top and the tip at the same time, and maybe that's a part where like there's no flex. You know what I'm saying? Because like you have some acrylic glue, or you have some super glue, maybe, depending on, you know, how you put your blade together. And if the tip doesn't pop off first and flex can happen, you kind of get a crack right there. So usually that happened to me twice. I replaced the tube. So, but I still, even though that happened, I still like 1-inch thin wall tubes like this, because there's like some flex in it and they're lighter, whereas, you know, they can hold a lot more stuff inside, like a lot more diffusion. Whereas if you're buying the thick walled blade, yeah, it's the outer diameter is still 1 inch, but it's thicker wall, which means it's like heavier and it like flexes a little less. But like, you know, if you're like gonna duel like crazy, that's probably the way you have to do it, because otherwise, like these thin wall, even though I make my dual star blades from those, which like I say are like approved for dueling, you know, they're probably not as good as like the thick wall for dueling, but it suffices, I think, for like most needs. Let's see, who do we have here in the back room? It looks like the star guest tonight. Where is his intro? Where is I have too many little videos, you guys. Like I have all these little videos. Okay, I think I found one of them. There he is.
What up?
How are you doing tonight, Mundo?
Tired as hell.
Really?
But, yeah.
It's like Monday, hard day at work usually?
Yeah, usually it's a hard day at work, but of course, you know, I went to Vegas and got back Sunday, so
you partied.
Oh yeah, I partied. Lost my ass, but I partied hard.
See, that's pretty good. Usually, see, like that's how you know you're not addicted to gambling, because if you were, you wouldn't ever say that you lost. You would only tell about the winning times, never talk about the losing times.
Oh no, man. I mean, I like literally lost my. I came home with $100 to my name. That's it. But it was all good. It was all fun, you know. My brother-in-law Philip, I gotta thank him, you know, to inviting me to go with him and his buddies. And you know, they had been planning this trip for 2 years practically.
Oh wow!
They all served in the Air Force together, and you know, they were gracious enough to let me come along for the ride, because we went and watched the NFL draft over there, and we actually stayed at the Bellagio, which is where the NFL draft was. But 600,000 people in attendance, bro. 600,000 people in attendance. We couldn't even get close in the street.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So what we ended up going was back into the hotel, go to the sports bar, and watch it from there. They gave us a little gift and stuff, but we ended up getting a big old bent sofa for us to watch it on and stuff, and order drinks and have a good time, you know. That
like
way.
600,000 people came into the city for that event, you're saying? Wow.
Yeah, they literally shut, I think it's a total of 4 to 5 blocks off for the event. And I mean, the street was just full of people going in and out, left and right. I mean, we couldn't even get close to see where the football players were and everything. Now, I do think that but a lot of the football players and the NFL staff were staying where we were staying. They ended up, renting out half the hotel and stuff. So we would see them come and go, but you really didn't really see a whole lot because when you're gambling, they can pass by and you're like, hey, isn't that who? Yeah, shit, I just hit. Right?
Did you mostly stay at the Bellagio to do your betting, to do your gambling?
Yeah, I did. It's nice. I like it. I like the Bellagio.
Yeah, I don't know if I've been in the one in Vegas. I think I just saw it, but the one in AC I've been in.
Now, see, I've got MGM Properties Players Club card, so I can go all over. Like Caesars is part of that, and Beau Rivage, and a few other places. And I think there's some places in Jersey there that are on my Players Club card thing. So yeah, I mean, when I go visit Jersey, I might have to go take a little bit of play money. Yeah. Bring a couple of shakers, Go promote El Mundos.
Yeah, we got to get some new Mundo shirts made.
Yeah, let me know, man.
Well, I'm gonna wear this one out if I keep washing it.
I know, me too. I probably wash mine like every 3 days, man.
Yeah.
Dude. And I'm
always
still promoting the book too, man. So I'm like,
Thank you. Yeah,
I was surprised when people didn't ask me what I was wearing over there in Vegas. I think one person kept trying to stare at me. I'm all like, dude, look, go ahead. Look.
They probably thought it was like a special alcohol that you had to like be in the club to get or something.
Right. I was waiting for people to ask me about it, because if they did, oh Lord, I had it going on and on and on. I probably would have forgotten about gambling. Two ways. Blade is repeatable.
Hello,
hey, what
Mundo.
up, Darth? How you doing, man? Glad you could join us. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I had a lot of fun. But I gotta ask you a question, since now we're here with the lightsaber stuff, and I screwed up, man. I screwed up big time.
You were so close last week.
I know.
How did you did you stop to do something after the show? Because I thought you went on that trip. So how did you?
I did, and I was in a hurry. Let me tell you, I was in a hurry, and I screwed up because I went to a RC shop and I purchased a charger that I thought was gonna work for doing the battery, right? Because my battery's like shot right now. I've got no battery.
You had that big fat 26,650 in there.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But you got to remember, I mean, that's like almost 3 years ago that, that I've been working on it. Right.
Okay.
So, almost 3 years. And remember that wire that I told you that I had to move right to the board. So I moved it to the board. Success in that part, right? That department. Now, before I left, I was so in a hurry to see. I was so excited, and I didn't think about it. I was like, okay, let's see. Let me just make sure before I leave that I'm able to charge the damn Saber, so when I get back, I can fully charge it and be ready for Monday, right? Wrong. Here's where my dumb ass comes in. Okay, I plug it in the wall. I pull the kill key out. It boots, right? I've got probably 2 red lights on there, right? 2 red lights on the PLI.
PLI, yeah.
And then I plug in the charger. and I hear, I'm all like,
Mm-mm.
oh shit. And I see a little puff of smoke somewhere.
What?
Yes. And I mean,
What made that sound? The charger or the board?
I don't know. All I saw was from let me see if I can from here. Jesus. Let's see. My forgive me. Okay, so from here, I see a little bitty puff come up, and I don't know
Oh
if that was
no.
because of the charger or the board. And I'm like, crap. So I think I got sold a shit charger because the guy
Well,
told me, yeah, it'll charge the Lion battery, no problem, yada yada yada. And I'm all like, yeah.
I think you
And
got to get
and
the one just from TCSS. I've never tried to buy like another type.
well, here's my thing, okay? I just ordered it, and
Oh,
it just shipped. It just shipped tonight. So I'm like, yeah, why the hell? Like I said, I've been plagued with roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, right? Now, so close, and we all heard it boot up, we all heard it go, right? And I'm thinking to myself that after this, well, here's the thing, because after I did that, right? After I did that, and I saw the smoke, little bit of smoke, I don't know where it came from, what it did, if it was from the board or something else, right? All I heard was zzz, and then boom, 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 like really quick, and a little puff of smoke. Like shit. So what I did was I unplugged everything and I undid that, and I put the kill key back in, but I put the kill key back in and took the kill key back out, and it booted up again. But this time, after booting up again, my battery was completely, I mean, even more completely drained. That's not the one I got. I think the one I got, the other one.
I think this one is the one I've had the best luck with. Let me point to the one I haven't had the best luck with, which is like this style. Haven't had the best luck with these. Like I had one of these, I had like two of these break out of like break
Oh,
instantly out of like five. Like I bought like four at a
I
time.
think there's another one though. I
Let
think
me
there was a one kind of like that, but it's a little bit rounder, and it's got like a protection circuit inside of it too. I think.
well, like
Let's
for
see.
this one, you don't want this one because it's a 7.4. So
No, but it's no, it's a 3.7. Um,
or does it charge, it doesn't just charge your cell, right? Because
no,
you
no,
need to actually charge through the recharge port.
yeah. I have to look at it. I'll send you a pic on it.
This is something pretty cool. What's this?
Oh, I got that. I
Oh,
have
this
that.
is like something that charges a cell. Okay.
Yeah. And
That's
what
interesting.
basically what you do is you can plug that into like a USB port, and then you put the negative and positive where they belong, and it'll charge the battery that way, right?
I always have luck with this style. Like I've only had out of like probably buying like 30 of these over the years, I had like one, maybe two break.
Really?
And the one that I can think of that broke, like I used it for like 2 years and then it broke. So I
Mm-hmm.
usually click off like this add 2.1 millimeter adapter, and
Mm-hmm.
then they'll send you, because it only comes with what you see right here in the picture, which is like just the leads for like a bare battery, but you'll need to
Yeah,
add
I think
this
the one.
2.1 deal.
Yeah, the one that I ordered, I think was like $11. How much
Okay, I
is
think
that?
that's that's double. This one's like 23. It's an auto sense, so it
Yeah.
will like make sure not to break your battery. This one,
Mm-hmm.
that's 11 bucks. You know, you might luck out. It might work for years, but the I had a couple of these break on me.
Mm, really? Hmm.
But certainly this is better than what you were getting from, because this won't break your Saber.
Right.
Like this
So
thing,
now, I mean,
yeah.
I'm like now I'm stressing out whether my board is screwed up or not, and whether I can find another prism or not. So
Yeah, I
that's
don't know. I don't, because
that
like
in
depends on
itself.
what kind of jolt it took from that hit
Yeah,
from
because
that
I mean,
charger.
well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I have no battery left, but I'll show you. Let's see if I can. I don't even know if we'll even see any lights on it or not. I'm gonna pull the kill key just to. Yeah.
Oh,
See how much.
okay. I don't know if the board's broken, but probably not, right?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. The real test is gonna be when I actually charge it and find out. You know what I mean?
Okay. So
Since
you
the
mean you're like
battery is
your
pretty
battery
much.
needed a charge and then you plugged in this weird charger and it kind of smoked?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
and I don't know if it actually came from the board, if it came from a like maybe uh one of the lines maybe had a short, or maybe like I don't know, maybe one of the wires touched something when I did that. It's hard to tell because I can't see anything like truly burned in it. You know what I mean? I
Like
don't
that,
see any.
the only thing I'd be really worried about, I think, would be that main board, that main chip on the top. Did that smoke?
No. Whatever it was, it came from the bottom of the thing. And so that's what I'm saying. I don't know if where it may have come from. So that's I called Harris and talked to Harris about it on the way to San Antonio to the airport, man. And he says, you know what? Ant would know better more than I would on that kind of stuff. Hey Felicia, how's it going?
What's going on, Felicia? Good to see you.
Wish I had a hoodie. In due
We got
time
to
we
get
will,
Felicia
bro.
a hoodie. She's wanted one of
Yeah.
these for a while.
And so it's like, because if I can get it to charge and I can get it to do this and do that, well, once it charges, I mean, hell, that's it. The rest of it is just with the SD card, you know?
Yeah, like it might have saved it because of the protection circuit in the battery, and your battery might be okay. So you have
Mm-hmm.
to see when that charger comes in. But I've had these chargers that's up on the screen right here. Like I plugged it in and it started
Mm-hmm.
smoking. So I don't
Really?
know. Like that was like on first plug-in. So I think they're just like kind of cheap chargers, those ones. I've had
Yeah.
good luck with the other ones that were like twice the price. So I usually buy that one that's twice the price. And when somebody that buys a Saber for me, I'll send them the better one because like I started to have bad luck with these ones here. So
Yeah.
hopefully you have good luck.
So hopefully, yeah, and hopefully luck is on my side, man, because I am just ready to get everything put on the SD card and get it really moving, motivated, you know. R2, he's got a bad motivator, motherfucker.
Yeah, we don't want to keep a bad motivator for too long, do we?
No, we don't want a bad motivator. We want a good motivator.
Got to get
So
the Saber up and working.
so close, and then this happens, you know. But I think because my dumb ass again, being in a hurry, you know, trying to play with this while I'm leaving. But what can you do when you're super excited and lessons learned?
Worst case scenario, like tell me about like what kind of boards you have on hand. Like I know you have some other hilts that you've bought, like empty hilts. Like what do you have in the way of soundboards? Do you have like a stock of any like soundboards on hand in case this one is fried?
Yeah, well, worst case scenario, I would need to get another maybe. Oh,
Like a
I would
CF?
probably have to get a redone on the what do you call it, the board holder, because I do have a CFX.
Oh, because this fits the prism and
It fits the prism, right? So I do have a CFX, And
CFX might fit in the prism slot because, like, I
you
don't know
think?
if a CFX is wider than a prism. I don't remember, but a CFX is shorter than a prism. So as long as it wasn't too wide, it might sit in there and still have some room.
I
Because
can
like a
try.
prism was a little longer than a CF10. I might have been narrower. I can't recall.
I can try it and find out. See, I mean, all I would have to do, well, I would have to undo all the wiring
Or
on
if
the
you have a
board.
CF10 on hand, you can kind of hold it up and see. Hold it up next to that and see.
Yeah, I actually can. So check it out and stuff. I wonder where. Oh shit! My CF10 is actually hidden at the moment. Moved a bunch of stuff in the garage. I did. Ooh.
Like I recently hooked up a CF10 that for some reason the NeoPixel wasn't kicking on, and it wasn't kicking on the main NeoPixel out, and it's not kicking on the secondary NeoPixel out. So I disconnected it from the Saber I had it connected to, and I connected it to like a tester thing I have with like NeoPixel strips, and it still didn't work. So I was like, that's so weird. Like that, I don't know. Could it be the settings? You know, sometimes it's like not the board, it's like the settings. So,
Well,
but
you know,
I redid the SD card like 6 or 7 times, like thinking it was the settings, you know?
yeah, but sometimes, we kind of overlook things like that, as far as settings go, because you might think that it's one thing and it's another, and
And now with all like the upgrades, like I wasn't sure if like the board needed to be updated. So I feel like I updated the board. It still didn't work. And I was like, I don't know if I was doing it right. So I ended up just switching out. Like I put that board aside and I just switched out like a different CF10 for what I was doing. Because I kind of ran out of time. Like I was like, I can't really figure this part out of this. So I was
yeah.
thinking about maybe like getting that, sending that one to Jedi Arms Dealer. See, because he's like smarter than me. He could probably, if it's like a software thing, he could like get it working. Because the last board I sent, like the official place to send him to in the United States would be Michael Houdnell, he's on FX Sabers as Chewbacca, and he's
See,
like the
I
affiliate
had
for.
sent him, I had sent him an email and I haven't gotten one back yet, so
Yeah,
I
like I
don't
sent him
know.
boards. It was like a board that I broke because like I break a board a year or so. Like like Harris will break a board now and again. So I had a board that was like broken by Harris, one that was broken by me. I sent them to Michael, like the official United States spot, to get it repaired, and I'm kind of still waiting on it. It's been a while. I think there was like a contact like a while back, and I think he got them, like Michael got the boards, but I'm just like, now I don't know, like if I should send him like more boards, because if he's like behind on these repairs and stuff, I feel bad. But because now like I'm starting to build up a few broken boards. I have another board that Harris broke that main chip on. I tried to repair it, couldn't, and then I broke this, or I don't know whatever happened to this newest one. So I have 2 now that I could like send back. And I know that Jedi Arms Dealer couldn't do anything about like that one that Harris kind of fried the chip on, because that would require like another chip. But maybe it was about this other one where it just like the NeoPixel doesn't come on. I never tried it with like, maybe it's the type of thing where it would work with just an LED build, but I don't know. I don't really do that so much. Chaz Wilson is here. What's going on, buddy? Long time no see, sir.
Yes, how you doing, man?
Yeah, definitely.
I
Glad to
like the
see you.
Batman
Glad to
symbol,
see you.
dude.
Love the Batman logo. That's like the 89
Yeah,
Batman. That's the one that
that's my
matters.
favorite Batman logo of all time, right there.
Me too. That's my favorite like Batman suit too, I think. That was sweet.
That
was a sweet bat suit.
So I do also have, and I know I've got a board holder which probably will hold the NEC. So I was able.
That's a bigger, but that, like, I don't know how much room you have in the center of that Saber you're working on, but that NEC is like bigger.
Yeah, no. I know the NEC won't fit this because I know it's too it's too long. Unless it'll fit the whole, it might fit the whole part of this right here, but this
Right.
fits perfectly right in here. But I still have like maybe about a half inch to an inch of play, right? Because I've got this much play in between, um, right here, between the kill key and the front of the saber right here where it connects. And then all of this right here. So all of this will fit in there together. I don't want to push it too much because then I'll have probably end up zapping some stuff or whatever. But so but yeah, man, it just like I'm like super excited to try to get it finished, but at the same time, I need to know if I did something wrong to where it's not going to charge properly. And of course, lessons learned again. And let this be a lesson to all of you watching tonight. Don't pull a Mundo on your sabers. Don't buy any cheap shit. RC. Do not go to a hobby shop and get a charger from over there unless you have done your research. I was in a hurry and I didn't do my research, and don't pull that kind of Mundo junk. And lessons learned, because if my board is okay, and thanks be to God, somebody's looking, the saber gods are looking after me. I mean, come on. But I've been played with hurdle after hurdle after hurdle,
Because
and
the board is like the most expensive part of it, basically. So hopefully that's okay. Because like when I ruin the boards, I get so bad. Even like the older boards, like you're working with the Prism, they were even more expensive. They were like 120 for that
yeah.
or something like that. It was like a lot of money for a Prism back in the day.
Well, yeah, and
And
I got real lucky because the prism that I got was like 65, right? So it's like
okay, not
I
too
got
bad.
really lucky. I got really lucky. The first prism that I got was 65, and then actually, um, Albert Flores from Smuggler's Outpost, was gracious enough to sell me a brand new board for 65 bucks, and I was able to pick up the one that I have right in here right now, and so it's like I just hope to God that I didn't mess it up bad enough where I'd have to either get it repaired or buy a whole brand new one, you know. So we shall see about that. And um I know that I remember the last show somebody who was it that was telling me about the golden harvest, and maybe.
Maybe
Yeah,
Rich
yeah, I
Sangillo,
think it was Rich. Yeah, I think it was Rich. He's actually gonna print me a um
a
a
chassis,
board
right?
holder. Yeah, he's gonna actually
He
print
was
me a
very
board
kind
holder.
to offer that last week to help you out.
Yeah, I'm like so stoked because I gave him an idea from Smuggler's Outpost had one, and but since Rich offered, I was going ahead and go through Rich, because he said he liked the challenge of it. So I want to see what he's going to come up with,
Like
and
he'll
and
make you a little custom piece that'll work with your build, like with your saber hilt. Is that the idea?
yeah, um and that piece is going to go into my father's memory saber. You know,
And what board do you have for that? You have a smooth swing type of board for that?
well that one I'm going to put the CFX in. The CFX is going to go in my dad's
I think
board.
you'll have a lot of fun, like with the smooth swing. I was playing with it the past couple
Hmm.
days because I'm about to ship like these 2 sabers,
Yeah,
and even just playing with one, I'm telling you, like one saber that sounds real good, that has the smooth swing.
right.
It just
Well,
sounds like you're just almost like making a song as you swing this thing around. Like if you have enough room, like you don't bang anything and you're
right.
swinging it around. I mean, it feels like you're making a song, like it's like whoa, 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 whoa. And it's just like a constant, if you could keep it moving, it's like a constant, it's almost hypnotic you know, and
Yeah,
because you also have the
exactly.
light there, and you're just like, whoa,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
And like I have a little setup here where I have mirrors, and I mean, even outside, I was outside, and the Saber's like loud enough.
Hmm.
Whereas in the past, I haven't had good luck with like being outside. Usually outside, you turn on the Saber and you're like, oh, it doesn't sound that good. But some of these new Sabers, like these ones that have I recently made a video about. They're for Francis. They have a CF10 and like a really nice TCS speaker. It's like 28 millimeter speaker, really nicely placed in there. It sounds great,
Yeah,
and even outside, you can hear it really good. So it's just a
right.
lot of fun, like to hear. I don't know, like because now it's like both the sound and the light experience like match up for like the first time ever when you know with these new
Yeah.
fonts and this new smooth swing type stuff. Well, it's
And I
not new
noticed
anymore,
that
I guess, but
and I noticed that the CFX went up a little bit in price because I
oh,
think they
did
were
it?
like
Probably
80.
the components
Yeah, because
got
they
more.
they were like 86, weren't they before, or
True.
like something like that?
Now what are they?
80.
Let me look.
They're like 95 right now.
Oh, I knew they were going to go up because I saw a comment by somebody that made me think.
Yeah, because they're like 95 right now, I think, and then
Like I
plus
for,
so they'll be about $100 with the shipping, 100 and something.
let's see, sound modules, CF10, 95. Yeah, I guess it went up about $10.
Yeah.
I mean, it was almost too good to be true at like 85, especially since the Profi also went up. I think the last run that I saw on the Saber Armory in the UK, the KR Saber store,
Mm-hmm.
it was around this exact price. It was about $94 or something like
And
that.
their golden harvest, the TCSS golden harvest is what, 65?
Let's see. Okay, the Blaster Core, the Golden Harvest. Okay, the Golden Harvest is 60. Is that what it says? 58.99.
Okay, so it's 60. And then so if you add it, and that just comes with the SD card and um the SD card. It doesn't come with the seedling, and the seedling is like an extra $20, right? Something like that.
What's the seedling for? You need
I
something
think the
else?
seed, I think the seedling is like to put your to connect it with the cord.
USB. Gotcha. Okay.
USB.
Well, the nice thing about that is when you have that seedling thing with the extender,
Mm-hmm.
to me, that's actually preferred because you can place that in a different spot. Like I want to make a build like that where the USB where like we don't have to like let's say get to the bottom of the circuit card, go
Mm-hmm.
to our USB and be able to stick a wire in there that has like an inch piece of plate, you know, that you kind of need some space there for that. So
Yeah.
with the with the seedling thing that I've seen that before, and what that
Right.
is, it's like four wires that attach to the Golden Harvest here and come off into the little USB port, which then you can just place anywhere on your Saber hilt, which is so much more convenient. You know, that's a lot and a lot cooler looking. I think like I've always liked
Absolutely.
Sabers, yeah, like that, like have all these greeblies on it and stuff, and like you don't know what is like a real charge port, what you know, like little things on a Graflex, like uh, these little bits right here are supposed to be like a faux charge port, right? But that's not the real charge port, but it's just something that looks like it's functional. Whereas if you had those little USB port on your Saber that was functional, that's something that I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Pretty cool,
It's
man.
like very Star Wars.
And the functionality of it as well, with the seedling, but like well like with the piece that Rich is doing for me, I had thought about having a recharge port, but then I was thinking to myself, like if I take it to cons and stuff, and maybe I should carry a couple of batteries, so make it where I can take the battery out, right, and change the battery up, but just have like a permanent kill key into it, so the kill key switch, instead of the recharge port.
I like that.
And
I like that a
so
lot. Yeah.
yeah, so and because I think I'll be taking both my friend's Saber or my dad's Saber to cons more than anything else, right? And because I think I may use the NEC to build one of my daughter's sabers and stuff, so that it can play around. I don't know. I've got like different ideas for shit.
You know what the NEC might be good for, since it's kind of a bigger board and like to just to make things easier on you, is
Hmm.
if you made almost like a double-ended saber that didn't need to come apart, so it could be kind of like a bigger, longer hilt with like an emitter on each end, and
Oh yeah.
it like when you hit the button, both of them come on.
Uh
You know,
huh.
at the same exact times, but it's like a double-ended, and you don't have to put them both in. So, like, you could, let's say, not have the bottom blade in and just have like a normal saber. That's like what I'm planning to do with my EXAR KUN that I've been building for a few years. Which it's like it's not too long, um,
Uh huh.
but it's going to like everything's going to be packed into there, you know. And you could also do that with just one board because you could have it run both blades if you want.
Right. What's up, Titan? How you doing, man?
Titan Gray says, "Hello, everyone. I think the speaker chamber of the Saber makes all the difference in the
Oh, it
world."
does.
Absolutely.
You,
Absolutely.
I don't know if you can see this, but the speaker goes all the way up until. Let me see here. The speaker will go all the way just right here. I have a lot of resonance in this thing, and it is crazy. So if you go back to the previous video that we did, Space, you can hear it quite a bit, man, because I mean, from where I'm at, it gets loud. And that those were the speakers that I sent you.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've actually used any of those speakers yet or not that I've sent you, but man, I tell you, it gets pretty damn loud
Well, those
on those.
speakers are great for the thing you're working with and for tight spaces as well. For if
Yeah.
you got one of the new boards, it would probably be better if you went. I've had some really good luck with these TCS speakers and
Hmm.
also some ones from KR, the Saber Armory, I think is what it's called. Yeah, in the
Yeah, the
UK,
Saber Armory. Yeah.
which has the 31 millimeter speakers. And if you could shove that into something, that takes a little work to kind of get one of them in there, but it
Hmm.
sort of fits into an MHS piece.
Hmm.
Those are bassy. They look like a little subwoofer. I think I've shown you guys before. They look like a
Right.
little.
Yeah. So see, I'm gonna have to order like maybe two more CFXs, man, because um I know that my dad's Saber's gonna have a CFX, and if possible, I mean, if nothing's wrong with this prism, then that'd be cool, man. That'd be like by the grace of God, honestly, from what I did before I left. But then also another build that I'm doing. Oh, the what do you call it? The F-16 is gonna have the CFX in it. So I need to get a second CFX, when I get a chance, is to get another one for the F-16 build.
Right. I think, and
Um,
we've talked about that. I think that one's going to sound really good. Like I think that one
yeah.
maybe pop this TCSS speaker that I put on the screen there.
Mm-hmm.
That one with paired with the CF10 seems like a great pair. That sounds really good. You don't really need like any adjustment. It's just punchy. It's very punchy.
Really.
Titan
And then
says
they have a 22. Do they have a 22? Because I think that's what's going to go in the
I don't think so. Let me look real quick because I think if you look at the speaker section of Custom Saber Shop, uh, this is called the WoW speaker, and I don't think the WoW speaker comes in other sizes. Whereas like the Saber Essentials ones do. Like, and these are okay too. If you can't fit the 28, maybe this 24 by Saber Essentials
Yeah,
will
but
sound
unfortunately,
good.
because I ordered from a um a chassis from Smuggler's Outpost for it, It holds a 22 speaker,
22.
and so yeah, it's kind of interesting, man. The
Let's see. Yeah, I've used this one as well. 22 is pretty tiny. But the one place I've heard it sound good was in the Mace Windu by Corbanth. It sounded good because it had like a nice little housing for this, but
right.
like the bass just kind of wasn't there on this one, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded pretty good though. Like it wasn't bad. Like when you found out it's a 22 millimeter, you're like, oh, not bad.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's another thing is I need to look into the 22 millimeters and see which ones are good, which ones, you know, um, a crappy speaker in a good chamber can sound good.
It can,
Yeah,
yeah.
I believe it, Titan. I believe it, man.
I think so. Chaz Wilson says, need that bass for those Sith fonts. Absolutely. Try the 31 millimeter. I just look for it on TCSS. It's not there, but if you go to the Saber Armory, you know what? I'll point it out for you guys so you know. See if it's still there. I bought like a few of these last time I was there. Let's see. Oh, you know, we might as well take a look at this site as well. There's also a May 4th sale over at Saber Armory. That's Cal Jerome store. Let's look at
So
that
you know
store.
how you were saying that you were kind of looking at the battery charger, right? That has the two little deals. So show you right here. I've got it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we can see that right
That's a
there.
cool device, like especially for building sabers, because oftentimes you have these loose cells that you need to charge up. Like what I
Right.
find I need to do when I'm building sabers, and anyone else can chime in to let me know if this is how they found things too. But the way I found things is like you buy the battery, it comes with like if you test it, it's like let's say 3.4, 3.5, and then you charge it up and now it's at like 4.1 or 4.2. And then you do your saber build, especially if it's a type of saber build where the battery is like part of the saber, it's like integrated into the saber. It's not one of the swap out type batteries. You like wire it in.
Mm-hmm.
Usually you wire it in, you do some testing, all that, and by wiring it in, wiring to the recharge port, sometimes you could either trip the circuit, or just by doing all that, you somehow find that the battery has gone down a little. So when the saber's all done and you've completed it, to test the charger and to test the charge of the battery and all, you plug in the charger and then you let it go back up to like 4.1, 4.2. That's
Mm-hmm.
kind of the way I've kind of found things. You need to charge it about 2 times. You know, like once when you get the cell, so that's perfect. That device you have is perfect. And then once it's like integrated into the Saber, then like pull out your Saber charger and
Mm-hmm.
just top it off, kind of thing. Because sometimes the act of building the Saber takes away some of the charge, or like you kind of, you know, it can spark it a bit, or you know, something kind of happens there, and you have to just top off the power, top off the juice on those batteries.
Right.
But for some reason, like they say, and I always abide by this, even though I'm not totally sure why, I guess because like of an explosion situation, but you're not supposed to ship a saber with the full charge. So I don't know if you know that, but if you're ever like shipping a saber, a battery, like don't like charge it and then ship it. I guess because if it's going to be in like a hot shipping container, you know, or a
Yeah, because it could
super cold.
potentially explode,
I
right?
guess so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't be good. I mean, you get it in the middle in the middle of it shipping to you, you get a note saying, "Hey, I'm sorry, you're not getting your saber. It just exploded." Like, really?
All
You
right,
be
this is what I suggest everyone go get if you're into like loud speakers. Go buy these 31 millimeter, and there's a triple pack. It's not too bad. Like it's a cost of like Some of the speakers on TCSS cost this much for one speaker. Here you're going to get 3 of them in case you blow one or in case you want to put them in multiple sabers. 31 millimeter, 4 ohm, 3 watt bass speaker, triple pack. That is a good. Let's see if I could drop the link in there. See if I could drop the link in the chat. I don't know if it's going to work, but
So hopefully I'll get my
I don't
charger
know if
by
that link
Friday.
can be clickable. Yeah, that would be good if you did. So you could test that out.
Yeah, and believe me, as soon as I find out, I'm gonna let you know. I've never
Let's
had
see.
any speakers die on me, but I've had 3 of those TCS ones die. I don't know if the Profi board was just eating them or what.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't had good luck with those on the Profi board, but on the CF10, very, very good luck. Even at like 100% a sound, 100% volume, they seem to be doing really well. Whereas the Profi, depending on what the ohms of the speaker is, like right here on the screen, you see these are like 4 ohm. I don't know the sort of equation, like Jedi Arms Dealer had to tell me a couple times what the difference was between the 4, the 6, and the 8 ohm, and what you have to set your Profi board to, depending on what that number is. And I forget, like, but one of them can only be, it might be this one. So like 4 ohm, I think it can only be at like half power is like the maximum for this speaker. Whereas if it was 8 ohm, it could be at like the full number of, I think on Profi, it's like 2000 is like the maximum number. So look into that a little bit if you don't already know that, because I didn't know that, and I'm learning about this stuff. So, you know, I've blown a couple of them as well, like having, like, I don't know if this is correct, but having like a 4 ohm speaker in a Profi running at like full power. It's happened to me before as well. Rich Sangilla says, happy almost 4th. I am still working
Rich,
on your
how you
chassis,
doing, man?
Mundo. He's
Yes.
working on your chassis. What a great
Happy
week to
4th,
be
man.
working on your chassis.
Yeah, I told Rich that I'm don't be in a hurry for it, because take his time and do his magic and all that good stuff. I know I'm gonna be happy and stoked with whatever he does. I've seen a lot of his work on his page and stuff, and man,
Yeah.
I really enjoy looking at his page and some of his builds and stuff. So, Rich, thanks for stopping by, man. Almost 4th, yeah. As a matter of fact, my guys and I are starting to watch the Star Wars saga.
Oh, nice.
We started with episode 1 today. Tomorrow it's episode 2, and so by Thursday we should end up hitting basically part 4, which is the original, where it began.
That's great. I think I'm due for another rewatch as well. I've been like heavy into other stuff lately, like even rewatching Breaking Bad like numerous times over the past month as I've been working. It's just crazy, all these kind of crime drama things I've been watching as I've been building sabers lately.
We must be on the same brainwave, dude, because that is so funny. Because not last night, but before I left, I came really close to clicking on Breaking Bad to watching it again. Because I'm actually getting in the mood. Like, I just told myself I gotta watch that again.
I think it was Better Call Saul that got me back into like rewatch Breaking Bad, because I watched some like Better Call Saul new episodes. And then I went back and watched the Breaking Bad to try to, because they give you a little more information sometimes. Yeah. It's like a prequel to Breaking Bad.
Right.
And you get these little characters that are in Breaking Bad that make cameos and stuff. So you get some information. On certain characters, you get a lot of information. Like if you like that guy Mike, like the killer guy, he has a backstory that you get in the Better Call Saul season, so that's pretty cool. And some of the other characters,
right? And what was that drug dealer's name? The one with that owned the chicken place.
Gus Fring, he's in it. You have like Chico is in it. Like a lot of people, they kind of shove a lot of people from Breaking Bad in it. It's pretty great.
Yeah. So Gus was actually on Jimmy the other night, and he was. I guess it's a rerun. I don't know, maybe or maybe not, but I know he was on Jimmy the other night, Jimmy Kimmel, and he was talking about how Better Get Saul and then Breaking Bad, and how they recently had a reunion of the characters together and so
Cast
forth.
members.
Yeah, cast members, and so it was kind of cool to see that. His demeanor, oh my god, he's so. I mean, the way he is his true self is so different compared to his character, right? And of course, we expect that, but he's like super like energetic compared to his character. It was great to see, kind of refreshing too, right? Because you're like, you see him in the show, and he's like, real serious, like, like no kidding, right? But then when you see him who he really is on Jimmy Kimmel, it's like, whoa, he's actually he's actually pretty funny himself.
Played a great character, and also in The Mandalorian too. Great
Yes,
bad guys. Both shows, amazing bad guys.
I'm hoping he'll play some more Star Wars characters, really, because I think.
Well, he's not dead, right? Did he die
No.
in The Mandalorian? So
No,
he didn't die. So in The Mandalorian season 3, Giancarlo Esposito will probably be there again, right? He'll probably like be.
I think so.
I forgot. Yeah, I guess he didn't die.
No, because he got the blood that he wanted from Grogu, and then he gave Grogu up, and but we all thought that he died in the crash with the TIE fighter, but he didn't, because he had the dark saber. Remember?
Well, then also he came face to face with the Mandalorian. Mandalorian got the dark saber. I forgot what the fate of that. I guess they didn't kill him.
No, because what he did was he dropped it, and the Mandalorian picked it up. If you remember.
Well, he kind of won it from him, and then the Mandalorian had trouble giving it away. He wasn't able to give it away because I said, no, you got to fight.
Right.
That.
And that's why he didn't pick it back up when he dropped it, because he let him hit him once and it fell. And then he's like, okay, you beat me. I yield or whatever. And that's what happened when he yielded. It changed everything. And then, of course, what's her name was trying to get the dark saber from him, and now she had to fight the Mandalorian in order to get it. But he's like, no, here, take it. And she can't. She can't do it that way. So that was pretty interesting.
Jesse Hunter is here. What's going on, buddy? I've been enjoying the 28mm speakers.
Yeah, they are great. 28mm. I have to say that the 28mm speakers are great.
There's even a 20mm speaker on the Saber Armory Mundo. So if you need something even smaller, that one is super tiny. I think I bought these before, and this is like back when I had success using like the older boards, like, you're using a Prism right now, and sometimes like the older CFs and stuff. I could put 2 speakers in the Saber, no problem. And I kind of try to make it like almost like a little trademark of mine, where I try to fit 2 speakers into the Saber, no matter how like impossible it seemed. And this was one of the ones I would buy to make sure like I could get 2 speak, like, how small 20mm is pretty tiny, and I had a really tiny space at the top of like my Qui-Gon at one time, and I still have the Saber. It's over there on the shelf. It still works, and it's got a CFLS, and it had such little room in there. But what I did was I put this like up in where there was like over by the button or something, and then another speaker down where you install the speaker, just so I could say that there's 2 speakers in there. And you could actually hear this one like up on the top of the Saber, kind of like pointing upwards. But that was kind of like my little trick. Like I would buy even these tiny little speakers just to say like, hey, this was a second speaker, but you could almost barely hear it, but there is two speakers. But kind of all that to go back and say, now with these new boards like the Profi and the C10, I've tried once on the Profi, And now I've tried twice with the CF10, and maybe someone's got a trick out there that they could tell me, but I can't seem to get 2 speakers to really work properly in these new boards. So whatever the reason is, I can't get like the Profi. I had a few people helping me, and we just couldn't seem to get it to like stabilize with 2 speakers. And I found a couple tricks like through Jedi Arms Dealer's knowledge of like why, like through the ohms and the calculations you have to make when you're using the 2 different speakers and all this type of stuff. Because I was trying to use 2 different speakers, come to learn that it's maybe more possible with the Profi to do it with the same type of speaker. So if it's like, let's say both 4 ohms or both 8 ohms, that's better.
Yeah.
Not to use something that was different. And in this newer build I was trying to do with CF10s, I just couldn't get it to not crackle. And when I disconnected one of the speakers, it was perfect. And then when I connected 2 speakers, it crackled. So I don't know. And those were the exact same type of speakers. So making 2 speakers work in with these new boards hasn't happened for me yet, like perfectly, but maybe at some point. Jesse says the ones that Smuggler's Outpost sells. I know exactly what you're talking about. You could get those on Etsy, I believe.
Yeah.
And those are really, really good. Rich Sentula says, thanks, man. Thank you. Thanks for doing that for Mundo.
Yeah, thank you, man. I sure appreciate it, dude. And I tell you, I know absolutely I'm gonna be very, very happy with this product. It was, like I said, I've seen this work and on his page and you know, phenomenal work. So I'm very excited to see what, you know, what I'm gonna be getting from him. And just so that everybody knows, and so we can see what saber that Rich is going to have right here. It's going to go in this saber right here. So, and as a matter of fact, he looked up all the parts from TCSS because he knows that that's where I got all my parts from and stuff. So, for the saber and how I have it and so forth. So, and so that was the thing here with the low profile box 1 style. See how that's going to turn out and stuff. And that's going to be it's going to be a lot of fun putting it in here. Yeah.
It looks a lot. Yeah, it looks like it works a lot better now that I see the entire hilt body together.
Right.
Last time when you were holding up the emitters, it was hard to picture that on the body, but now it looks like a right-sized saber, you know.
Right. So let
like
me get it.
that Qui-Gon emitter looks more like a collar here, which works.
Right.
It
And
definitely
so
works.
we'll turn it all the way around so we can get that bounce. So yeah.
Like, you know where I think Mad Cow would put the buttons if that was a Genesis custom saber? I think he would put the buttons like, you see where your left hand is on the Qui-Gon emitter? Those fingers on with your left hand, the bigger part
right in here.
Well, the bigger part of the Qui-Gon emitter, a little lower.
Like right in
here? Like if they were kind of inset into there, I think that would be like a Genesis custom sabers type of saber.
That's an interesting idea. I mean, it's an interesting thought. I never thought about something like that, but yeah.
Whereas if they were like use your drill press to sort of make the buttons a little bit recessed, so they're not like if you rolled it on the table, they wouldn't be hit. It would kind of like you have to smush your finger into it.
Yeah, and he does. I know. I think he does the the buttons from the inside out.
Probably. Right, and he does it with the Ascend. Like if you want some inspiration on how they look on there,
right?
You can try looking at the Ascend pictures, like the one Gabe has.
Right. And I really like the Ascend look, man. I mean, it's a sleek saber, man.
It hasn't gotten stale. It looks like a Star Wars world. It looks like a Star Wars, you know, inside the world of Star Wars piece. So
it does. Oh, have you seen this new Firevine Bad Axe?
No.
Oh, he just put out a video on it on the Firevine Badex.
Oh, okay. Oh, I mean, it's a certain bad X with this with an etched
Yeah.
into it or something.
Uh-huh.
Titan Gray says, try watching The Expanse. It's very good. Oh, I love The Expanse, man. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I kind of think like the ending for several real life reasons fell a little short for me. Like I don't like how it kind of ended that way, but all throughout The Expanse is amazing. And if you guys like the realism of being in space, like that's one of the shows that tries to do it as well as you could kind of do it. Some of the things aren't present, like the things from the books from The Expanse, like books are like, let's say for instance, like the Belter people are like tall, skinny. They've never had a gravity environment, so their bodies grow like real tall and lanky. But obviously, in a show where you're hiring like actors, you don't want to do everybody like CGI, tall and lanky, and there isn't that many people that look like that, I guess. So they do get a few people in The Expanse that like are like play belters, especially in the first episode, that are like tall and lanky. But for the most part, they just hire people, hire good actors to do it. But in reality, or in the book versions, those people would like look different. They would be like weak if you put them on a gravity planet. They'd be like taller than everybody. Have a different stature. It's harder to do that, like, when you're doing this TV show, but basically everything else they get like so right on it. And the music too, like you really get into certain scenes, and certain scenes are set up over the course of like years. So like a certain character's like built up. Like there's a certain scene I could think of in particular in the final season where it's almost like this character of Naomi's built up over the course of some years. And then you see her go through this immense struggle, and the music that's playing behind her is so thrilling and suspenseful, and you just hoping that she gets through the situation, which is like an epic situation that like almost no human has ever done. And you're like, this is fucking crazy, like they put you in this spot of like you're standing up, you're sweating, you're watching this, hoping that this person makes it. And it's all about being in space. It's all about stuff like that. And if you like the magical aspect of Star Wars, it does have a weird, like kind of magical aspect of it as well. So it's if you don't know anything about The Expanse, like definitely click on the first episode on Amazon and just start getting into it. It's crazy. Chet Osborne says, "Hey guys, happy Mundo Monday. Happy Monday to you, Chet."
Chad, thanks for stopping by, man. It's good to see that you're here.
Good to see you
Happy
here.
Monday, buddy.
Rich Sangillo says, "I use the 20 for a Yoda hilt."
Oh, cool. Now, are Yodas pretty easily to install, or are they kind of like a pain in the ass because they're so small to do?
That looks like a pain. I never did it Yoda, but that looks so tiny. Have you seen those? Like the best Yoda I've seen is called. It's probably from so many years ago, but it's called the Frog's Apprentice. It was a kit that
I
came.
heard about it.
It was nice. It was nice. I never saw one in person, I don't think.
I heard of it and I saw it and I was all like, wow. I mean, I knew they couldn't call it the Yoda, but man, that was pretty interesting to say that it was the frog. I thought that was pretty creative,
Oh, Rich says, I think this is in regards to your chassis, maybe. I'm not sure. He says, I probably will make some kind of plunger system for the box.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that was for your thing or for his Yoda, Yoda hilt.
Definitely
Titan
cool.
Gray says, how about double-bladed saber, 1 power button, 2 aux buttons, 2 speakers off a Profi or a CF10? That sounds pretty cool. Like I said before, though, I don't know. Like I haven't had good luck doing 2 speakers, yet. But if somebody, I would tend to think I could do it more so off a Profi, because I got close to having a success with that at that a couple years ago, but CF10 I just came off a couple failures trying to get the two speakers to work properly. I mean, they worked, but they just didn't sound good. Like once I disconnected one of the speakers, I was like, it sounds so good, and then I would connect the second one. I'm like, oh, it doesn't sound good anymore, and I guess it's a power consumption thing. But even with the blade out, because I was like, oh, it's running a TriStar, maybe it's the TriStar, you know, sucking too much juice. So I would take the blade out and it still crackle. So I don't know what that deal is with the two speakers, but I do like the idea of one power button. So that means they would turn on, the double bladed saber turns on at the exact same time. That's pretty badass. Two aux buttons, so you could do, you know, blaster blocks on each side. And two speakers. Yeah, I mean, that'd be sweet. Rich Sangilla says the crystal chamber has a chassis that is really nice, still tight. Yeah, and the Yoda, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I guess Yoda is probably even smaller than Sidious. I don't know.
I think, I mean, I like Sidious design is pretty sleek also. I can't imagine. I mean, you like it's probably a pain in the ass to do too if you don't have, if you're doing probably a regular chassis on it and not like maybe a Goth 3D one or something.
Yeah, the ones Jedi Arms Dealer did with Dimitri look like so cool.
Yeah,
but I think he said that was a real challenge to get everything in those.
wow.
I think he did two of them, those Sidious sabers. But I mean, I've seen those Yoda sabers too. I've held like my friend's Yoda saber. That's very small, but it has those Graflex cues that kind of like tie it into looking like a lightsaber in my mind.
Right.
I feel like the Sidious, it would like slip out of my hand or something. It would be good for like it kind of reminds me of like if James Bond had a saber, like it's like the PPK version of the saber. Rich says he just did a run.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I have up on screen the Smuggler's Outpost. And I think I have some of these in my drawer. Let me see here.
Yeah, and Albert does some really cool stuff, man. He's got some great chassis. He's got some great systems in there. You know, and kudos to him because, you know, when I was looking for another prism when I screwed mine up, my first one up, he's the one that came through for me and sent me, you know, was able to sell me the other brand new prism. So Albert's pretty cool at doing that for me, you know.
Let me show you this one I just pulled up. It is a Smuggler's Outpost Dark Side. I mean, I'm sure some of these guys probably know about this. This is the first time I've seen this. So this is the Dark Side version of a 4-ohm 3-watt. It says extra bass, so I guess that's for your Dark Side sound fonts. That's pretty awesome. Oh wow, somebody posted one of the first comments is, I use this to upgrade my LGT Saber. It sounds way better than the stock 24. Another person says they picked it up for their LGT, loud and bassy. The quality of this item is insane. Oh, I'm gonna get some of these.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, he finds some good quality crap, man. I mean, not crap, but I mean, the quality that he has is insane, man. I mean, again, geez, I wish I knew. My daughter moved all kinds of stuff. There it is. Let me get real quick. She moved all kinds of stuff, and she moved some of my hilts. So here in the garage, but I'm gonna get the F-16 out and see if I can pull out the chassis that Albert. And you might have to pull out, put it on there and show people what the chassis kind of looks like from what Albert printed out. But man, I really like it. It's tight. It is tight in there.
The F-16 comes with one, or you're
no,
saying...
it doesn't come with a chassis. No, it doesn't come with a chassis. but Albert from Smuggler's Outpost
Makes
has
one. Oh, okay.
he prints those. He prints a chassis, and so let me see if I can pull it out here. And it is super tight. It is super tight in there. So you might have to sand it a little bit. Mine I didn't have to really sand, but if you can see that right there.
That's beautiful. Does that hold a 21.7? It looks like a big battery container. Is that a
No, it's actually
21.7?
it's yeah, no, it's an 18650.
18?
Yeah. And this is just the second half of it. The other half, I don't think I can even pull it out because it's got the
What, there's a bit that holds the emitter pod.
Yeah. It's there's a bit in here that's got the emitter pod part of it, but let's see. Because I'm gonna have to take off the other. That's another thing with the button that's on here already, because I just kind of put it on there to check it, you know, how the fitting of the button would go. Man, kind of sticky in here. So let me see if I can. There it goes. So let me take this button out. Now I ordered another button from TCSS to go in here. So now I should have all the components with the CFX, right? So I have the CFX and I have now all the components ready, completed when the other button comes in to complete the F-16 build. So let me see if I can. I might have to pull it up this way.
Does the new button you got, like, does it light up or something? What's the deal with the new button?
Yeah, the other button is one of those LED ones. The not you don't have to use a resistor for it because it already has the built-in resistor into the button.
That makes it easier.
So yeah, so the first one that I have doesn't have the built-in resistor to the LED, right? So I have to put the resistor on this one. But the other one that I did get, and I should have gotten two of those, and I didn't. My dumbass again.
What, does the F-16 have two 12mm buttons or one?
No, two.
Oh, okay.
So here's the where the pod where it goes for the buttons, right? And then you got the buttons here, and then you got the this cutout area here for the pins. So the pins, and then the recharge port goes down. So when you line it all up, so if you could see right here where the recharge port goes, and the recharge port goes in here along with the buttons, right? So all of that will hold all together, and then this goes in after, and then it'll all should all fit together. So I don't know if I have to glue it all or what.
Longer. Does it connect to the shorter piece via another pogo pin set? Is that the idea there?
I think so. Well, like I think it goes to a yes. I think there's two pin sets or one pin set.
Because there'd have to be like at least three for the buttons, right? Because you'd have buttons, no, more than that, because they're light up buttons.
Right.
So maybe it couldn't be a pin. Like, how does it connect to the longer bit, or it just has wires that connect?
Let me
wires.
Oh, so here's for the pins, right? Part of the pin deals. Let me see. And I think my pins are in the other. Yeah, they're in my other thing. So, but it's got two pin deals. So I think what happens is you got one set of pins that go, well, the set of pins that go in here, right? And then you have the other part that goes back in here, and then everything connects together. you know, putting it all in there. And Albert did say that if I need help, I can get a hold of him and he'll help me get it all together and do it the right way. So.
And that thing is that chassis there is set up for a crystal focus.
Yeah, it is set up for the CFX.
Great. Oh, that's going to be easy. It looks like you have one. Not too easy, but it looks like you have all the parts there. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I have everything I need to complete the build. So, and again, and as you can see right here, this is where the speaker's going to end up going.
Yeah.
And I'll be running all that wire back over this way. So I'll need to measure wires and get them a little bit. And I'm very bad at measuring wires, like super bad. So I have to
No,
keep
like
it
leave them really long. Yeah, like leave them
Yeah.
long and then shorten them up when you go to do the final connect.
Right, and that's how I have to be, because I mean I'm like, oh, like there's been a couple of times where like, crap, now I gotta do this and do that, but thankfully, like with this build of my friends, I was actually able to run another cable from the back to the front and disconnect one and kind of connect them together. So it was like really cool because I had a little bit of room to wiggle around. You know what I mean?
One thing that's good, I don't know if I told you this already last time, but draw up a diagram, even if it's just like really bad artwork, it doesn't matter. And so like you just draw the hilt like as if it's like opened up, and then you start like drawing your lines in maybe different colors if you have different color pens.
Right.
So you can kind of make a map, and then you keep that piece of paper near the build because you might have to like write in because you know how there's like days that go by before you're working on it, and then you come by like 3 or 4 days later. It's really easy to think that like, oh, I'll just remember that the speaker wires are the green wires. But then you come back 4 days later and you're like, wait, which ones were the buttons? Like,
I
like
actually did that.
like,
yeah.
2 green 30 AG speakers, 2 black, 30 AG button A,
Yeah.
2 red is like button B or something. So you
Yeah.
just like you could kind of come back, sit down and work on it anytime without like going back and testing every single time you sit down and be like, wait, what's this wire set again?
Yeah.
And then what I do is, since I do multiple sabers, I actually have a binder where like I take that piece of paper when I'm done and I put it in the binder. So like, let's say like that saber, breaks a year from now, I can like go in and be like, oh, the speaker wire is the green wire, so I need to take that one out or something, because the speaker doesn't work anymore.
That's crazy because I'm actually now somebody had told me about doing like a little portfolio as I go along. And yeah, I'm like, man, so now what I'm doing is I'm working on my friend Saber. Everything that I do now, I take a picture of
I
or
do too.
or a short video. So I am like super bad about things, right? And just to kind of play around, I went and because TCSS had sent me a gold body, right, for my dad's saber. So this piece that they had sent me, I wanted at first was black, right? But they sent it gold, the candy gold, because I was all like, wow, candy gold is like too much gold and not enough black, right? To make it like pretty awesome. And so I said, all right. So they said, all right, well, we'll send you the one that you want, and you can keep the candy gold body, right? And so thanks for TSS, for taking care of me and stuff. So I built this one for my daughter here.
That's pretty.
And so right now I just put like a little TCSS stunt stuff in it until I can actually put a chassis in it. And so, but this one works pretty damn good,
Wait, so that body's there is gold? Because the camera, it's hard for me to tell.
Yeah, it's candy gold. It's
Cool.
candy gold.
Oh, and now I can kind of tell the pommel is different. Yeah.
Right, because you can see the pommel there. I had this pommel because I was going to do this kind of pommel on my dad's, but then when I saw the rippled one, I was all like, no, that looks a lot better than this one. So, but even then, I can even interchange them and stuff. And so, but this one, I was like, my daughter wants one. I'm gonna go ahead and just make this one however she wants it. And this is like dragon gray or something like that.
I like that type of powder coating on there. That's cool.
Yeah,
It looks like a
yeah,
matte coating or something.
yeah. So it's definitely cool, man. And this one, I think I might end up putting the NEC in later. Right now, like I said, I just have the stunt parts in it. So just to keep the stunt parts in and doing what I just play around with it if I need to play around with it.
Yeah.
So
I think that one would be great with there's a Jedi Arms Dealer font that he has. It's called Aqua Force. I just think of it because you know how like girls have what's that? I don't know if it's a sport, but it's like where the girls have the batons and they toss the batons around. I forget what it's called. It's like a cheerleader type of thing.
right.
I think. I think it'd be cool with like the saber, like it lights up and it has a different effects because like of NeoPixel. If it's going to be NeoPixel, and you could do so many things with the blade tube. Like one of the effects that Jedi Arms Dealer has on this font called Aqua Force is like a bubbly effect, and then the saber when it's on that font, it sounds like bubbly. It sounds like underwater, and you just get this weird effect. And it's cool with the smooth swing to swing it around. Like there's so many fonts that are kind of different than like a real like different than a regular lightsaber font that your daughter could probably have a great time with, even if she's not like 100% into like Star Wars only fonts. There's like so many different types of sounds you could go with, and then the blade effect could be anything, like at Christmas time it could be like a candy cane that moves. Have you ever seen that one that JB Kuma has? That it's like he has a setup in his like Profi Saber where
I think so. Yeah.
where
Yeah.
it's like a candy cane, but it's animated. And so there's just
Didn't he
the
do that one for
possibilities are like
Christmas?
endless.
Didn't he do that one for like Christmas or something?
Yeah. He might have shown it on Instagram or on one of our shows. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's that other effect that you see on some people's Saber that's really crazy. I think it comes standard with the CF10 stuff. It's like the rainbow effect, or it looks like the popsicle. Looks like the popsicle from like the Summertime Ice Cream Man, where it's those pastel colors. Wild stuff that can happen with the pixel blade. It doesn't just have to be a lightsaber.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting a little warm in here.
Is it hot warm over there, or it's just hot?
Yeah, it's warm tonight. Is it cold over there where you're at right now?
It's still kind of cold. I debated on like whether or not to wear like a hat out here, but it's warming up slowly. Like we actually have a spring this year, whereas sometimes it just goes from like being winter to being summer. But this year we have, like over here in Jersey, we have like a gradual step up from being winter to being summer. So we do actually have a spring this year, which is definitely different than some of the years we've had lately.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool. Yeah, I know it. I think it's like 82 tonight.
That's pretty warm, yeah.
There
was like one day I put on the AC like one day when I saw the dog. Like the dog was like really hot, and I saw him like he looked like he was like not happy. So I was like, it might be hot in here. I look at the temperature; it said like 80 something in the house. So
yeah,
I turned it on for like a night, but since then it's been cold, and we got back to being cold again like recently.
I'd rather have it cold than hot.
Oh yeah, me too. Because like I like sweatshirts and stuff like that. I always have to work in the garage, so if it gets hot, there's nothing you could do. Whereas like if it's cold, I like it when it's cold because like I put on, if I really have to, I could put on like a coat, right? I put on like a winter coat. I could come out to the garage. I start working on my saber stuff. But here's what happens is like on the drill press, or if I'm sanding something, I'm working with the hilt, or I'm using like one of my machines, it warms up the piece of metal that I'm working with. You know what I mean? Because like if I'm sanding it, it's warming it up, and I get warm. So like in the middle of the winter, I'm like working on a saber, and I'm sure any of you guys out there that like work out in your shop, and it's like the friction of the metal gets you warm. So I don't know if you know what I mean by that, but that happens to me. Even when I'm wearing gloves, like I'll be wearing gloves, I'm working with metal, working with my drill press, working with my power tools, and the metal gets hot, you know, and then I get warm. So that's how I get warm in the winter. But in the summer, there's nothing you could do. Like I go down to like a t-shirt, let's say, you know, you might have sparks flying and stuff like that, but you're just kind of in a t-shirt, you're sweating. There's not much you could do. Put a fan on.
Mm-hmm.
Titan Gray says, how would you all weather gold anodized hilt parts? Maybe with aluminum black might work still, right?
Well, yeah, I mean it's powder coated, but I mean,
Yeah, aluminum black would still work for that. I think, but would that look really good? I wonder if like you might want to switch to like oil paints and like dab on like oil paints with a rag. You could like dab on like brown, like burnt umber kind of like colors,
yeah,
to make the weathering look like it was rusted or ancient. That would be one way, and you could do layers of oil paint. It would take a long time to dry, but it would probably be fairly permanent on there. Kind of like the aluminum black. But when you do aluminum black, like you're just getting black. So if you want all the crevices and stuff to be black, that would be one way to do it. But if you wanted in the crevices and stuff to like look like it's been, maybe it's an ancient weapon out of the ground that was buried or something, so it might have these different colors throughout. So I would kind of maybe try oil paints. Like for when I do the weathering stuff, if I'm trying a new technique though, I like to try it on a part that's not the actual saber first. So I would probably have another gold anodized part on hand, and maybe it's like a scratch and dent piece or something that you don't care too much about, and you could try weathering that like that way. See if it works. See if it looks good. Because like the gold, what did you say was candy gold, Mundo? Because the gold
yeah,
that you're working with there is just straight gold then, right? Because that's a different
yeah.
type of gold on the F-16
It's a
build.
different type of gold, yeah. Because candy gold's a little bit less. I guess has a
Less
little bit more
yellow.
luster to it. Yeah,
Right. It
little
certainly
less.
looked like it had a high polish on that other part.
Mm-hmm. It did at first, but yeah, and it's crazy though. I mean, it's a lot of fun though. And you know what I've been kind of looking at was I had been seeing some videos on not only on Facebook, people hydro dipping. I don't know if you're familiar with hydro dipping.
Is that where we like get naked and we jump in the pool?
Yeah, only you would do that, right?
Oh, that's skinny dipping. Hydro dipping, something different.
No, hydro dipping is actually paint on top of the water, right?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. And you kind of lift the product up out of it and it covers it?
Yeah, so what I've been seeing them like the last video that I saw of a hydro dip was they took a welder's mask, right? And on top of the water it was we the people and all this type
Like
of
the
stuff on.
Constitution statement.
Yeah, the Constitution, basically we the people, the Constitution, and the guy dipped it in the oil paint on top of the water, and he went all through, and it covered the whole mask, right? And it looked fantastic.
Have you
And
seen
then
that
they
done to
also,
sabers yet? I don't think I've seen it done to a saber.
I don't know if they actually. I'm curious because maybe I should just have somebody hydro dip a saber body and find out if it really does that. But I don't know how difficult it would be for a whole saber to get that. You know what I mean? Um,
Like, I
At
guess
least,
it would be like you place it in there fully assembled, but no electronics.
yeah.
Then
Oh
you
yeah, you'd have to
unscrew
do it
it,
that.
and then you install and put it back together.
Yeah, you would definitely have to do it that way because I mean you can't dip the electronics in water and stuff like that. It has to really dry as well. I mean, come on, somebody try to do it like that. Oh my gosh, down now.
And what
There's
would you
using
get like keyed onto the Saber? Like, what would you get painted on?
me. It depends. You know what?
I think this could work for like a comic book type. Like if you had like Superman logos or like
Well,
colors like
believe it or
that.
not, remember I had talked to you about the Godzilla build? I think I would love to have Godzilla scales put on
Oh,
there.
okay. That would work. That would work. And that would be one of the only ways to do it. Unless you did it the other way to make it look like it was etched in. I could see it done in etching as well. That'd be
Yeah, well,
that would look more
here's the
like
thing. Well,
dragon or
no, because I looked into vinyl. Vinyl was like the sticky vinyl, and I found some alligator vinyl, but it's not the proper color that I'm looking for. And one time I had gone to I think it was Joanne Fabrics, and they actually had vinyl there, alligator vinyl, which was the correct color, the correct texture, and I was like, oh my God, that should be perfect, right? So I told my wife about it and I said, hey, look, at least let me get a little bit of yard. She goes, you know what? Just hold on. We'll come back in a week or two and we'll get it. No, I'm all like, okay. So in a week or two we come back. Never had it again.
oh my god.
I'm all like, I'm ever since then I've been kicking myself in the ass for like not pressuring her to get it, right? And it was like, oh.
Gotta
And
lay that guilt
now,
trip on.
so now I look for it online and I find something close to it, but not.
I
Uh,
wonder if the thing you're talking about, like, ultimately is vinyl or not. Like that dipping process, what comes up? Like, is it vinyl that's being adhered to it, but it's like a liquid form of it, and then it
yeah,
dries,
no,
or what is
because
it?
no, because I guess what it is, it's an oil-based paint, and so what they do is they paint whatever you want. Like they did the body of a PS5 with all the Marvel characters on there recently, and
Okay. Huh.
I don't know if you can pull it up. Maybe you can look and see hydro dipping video and you can pull it up and see what I'm talking about. But I mean,
Yeah, it's some
you
kind of film.
dude, you'll get blown away just looking at it because it looks fantastic when they pull that thing out of the water and it's like, oh my God, how would somebody actually paint that on?
Oh,
No.
you know what? Like, let me show you what I got here. It's showing up on Amazon as well. So maybe it's like the type of thing that you could do like at home yourself as well. So like, let me show you what I found here.
Really?
Kind of came up first because this is what kind of came up, where it's like, I guess, like this is something you like. Let's say you do it in a bathtub or something, lay this in there.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, and then I guess your product gets adhered with this image. Um,
Yeah.
guess so. Yeah, but how
That's
would
crazy.
you? Oh,
Let's see
okay.
if
I
it,
guess yeah. Like if you had a rod in each end of the hilt,
then
and
that would be
you
the
were
only
able to
one.
like dip it and turn it
Yeah.
properly, and then it would come out of it with this image on it. I
Yeah.
wonder how the seam, like how that would be. Like what would be the seam of it? I don't know.
Right, because the way it looks like there is no seam whatsoever on the videos that I've seen. It is crazy. It is crazy with those videos. I really wish that my iPad was working so I could pull up some of those videos, man. But it just crazy. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look for it tonight after we get done, and
Here, I'll
I'll
show
I'll,
you one that I
I'll
found.
send you a link.
Some there's some They're dipping shoes or something in this video. Let me show you. Best of hydro dipping. So this is people, yeah, just doing it in their own tub. They take off the shoelace. See, that's weird because they're gonna make this shoe all wet. This is a lot of work. Just order the damn shoe the way you like from Nike. Look at all that work. Oh my god, that's awful. No.
No, that's not what I was talking about. I mean, there was.
Well, I mean, this would be better.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's almost the same kind of concept. It is.
Oh,
it
look,
is the same kind of concept.
Like, is that just like regular spray paint?
Yes.
Holy
but that's
shit. They are so weird. What are they doing? That is weird, man.
right.
I guess it's pretty cool though. Like, but that's a lot of work. Like, what a pain in the ass. That's a lot of work. Oh my god. And then you're gonna have like these two different shoes at the end. Mike Volt says there's stuff like aluminum black for gold. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. There's stuff like aluminum black for gold, Jack Black or Blackjack or something. Look up patina for gold. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah.
It is.
Oh, those shoes actually do end up looking really good.
Yeah.
They do. But I just think that is actually pretty freaking cool. But I don't know. For the Saber, I mean, what I want to know is how does it not warp? Because you see how that was like just kind of a random design. Like if you wanted those Dragon Ball Z dudes on there, how does it not warp? Like when you dip the object.
Yeah. Again, I mean, like I said, if you had pulled up the one where they did the PS5 body. The PS5 body with the Marvel characters on there, dude. I mean, the guy just dips it and rolls it out, and it just seamless, man. I mean, just seamless, just crazy. Maybe see if you can maybe put hydro dip Marvel characters. Try that. See if that works. PS5.
I see the controller. Oh, maybe this is the whole thing. Oh, I like GTA 5. Let's see this GTA 5 one.
That could be one of them.
Oh, this is on Pinterest. This website always fucks me up. They're like, "Oh, you got to sign in." And shit. Like, oh my god.
But yeah, I mean, if I find those damn videos, I'm gonna have to send them to you so you can see, man. But it's like
that's an idea. That's an idea. I like the way that crazy finish comes out. That looks good. I'm just not sure how that stuff wouldn't be warped. But you know, it'd be cool if you got a like a Star Wars. I don't know what it would be, like what the image could be. Star Wars related.
I would. Oh man, Star Wars related. Shoot, I would put.
I mean, it could be the Millennium Falcon, X. It could be all that. I don't know.
Ooh, an X-wing on there. Actually, the saber on top of a saber, right?
I was thinking that too just a second ago. Like, what if you painted like a Luke Skywalker on, like a Luke Skywalker saber on the Luke Skywalker saber? That just might be
like the picture of Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
Where he's holding up the saber like this.
I like that.
That would be kick. That would be cool. That would be something. The irony of it though, man, it would be funny.
Because when I used to see people make about 10 years ago or so, there was a guy on FX Saber forums that he made like an he had an Iron Man saber, I think it was. I know Eastern 57 made an Iron Man saber. That might be one of the ones I'm thinking of. I saw a Superman saber made by
I
this
think
guy on FX, and those colors and the way that those were painted looks like it would be perfect for this hydro dipping, because it was like the Superman colors and it had the
right.
Superman symbol on it, so it was that type of thing.
I think it was Blue Force Sabers or something like that.
They had one like that too. I remember seeing an Iron Man one. I remember seeing a Superman one.
So Blue Force, if I remember correctly, Blue Force did a bunch of themed sabers where he did the Flash, he did a Superman, he did a He-Man, he did
I wonder if anyone did a Green Lantern.
I don't
That'd
know if
be neat to do a saber out of Green Lantern.
that would be cool. What else?
Imagine if like the ring was part of it somehow. That you could take the ring off it or somehow.
Mhm. Or have the ring as a ignition the button system.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like the
true. Because they
ignition,
already
have the
have
ring
that
as the
ring.
ignition.
Yeah, because
Your
they have the
main button.
magnetic ring turn on for the CF10 products, like for the Plector products. So you could do that.
Oh, dude.
That'd be sweet. Yeah, you have like a
If
Green
he did,
Lantern ring, and then maybe your Green Lantern ring, you almost say that like the saber is the lantern
didn't
that
they make
charges
something
the
like
ring.
that? Didn't they make
Somebody
a
may have.
ring where you could like wave it over the saber and it
That's what I'm
starts?
talking about. Yeah, like, but you just turn that into a Green Lantern looking
Yeah,
ring, and that activates the saber. But also, the saber could look like the Green Lantern's charging lantern,
right.
and obviously
Yeah,
just have a green blade all the time.
yeah, definitely cool.
I don't think I've seen someone do that, but I think I've seen a flash lightsaber with a flash symbol on it. Stuff. Those type of dips look perfect for those type of sabers. That's your saber?
Yeah,
It's trying to turn over.
That's
That
what I
saber
said.
is trying to turn over.
I think if I put a little bit of a charge to it, it may boot up.
Yeah, you need the right charger.
It's on the way. It's on the way. It's on the way. I can't wait. I can't wait. Hopefully it'll come in by Thursday or Friday.
So May the 4th is Wednesday? Yeah, so today is well no, I just turned over to May 3rd.
Today's the second.
May the 4th is Wednesday.
Yes.
Thursday's the 5th, Friday's the 6th. Okay. This is a good week. Good week for Star Wars.
Yes, definitely a good week for Star Wars. And then if I get it, I'm gonna have to tell you, okay, next time we come on, and if it boots up, you're gonna have to play. It's working. It's working.
Yeah, we're gonna save this.
It's working.
It's the saber of the moment.
Right now, this is all we got.
Shit. That's very appropriate.
That's all we got for now, but we'll get it working.
Very appropriate, man. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It'll be it's almost there. It's almost there. Roy boy will come alive.
Do you have the opportunity to work on it this weekend?
Yeah, I think I might be able to. Yeah.
Yes, you might get somewhere. I don't know if you need a new battery, if you have a new battery on hand, but
I do.
you could always
I actually
test
brought
it
one.
with yeah. Like if you don't have the same type of battery, you could always test it with a different 3.7 just to see if it's kicking up. If it doesn't kick up when you get that charger.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. What I might have to do is figure out maybe because I have an 18650 and let's see. See, and I've got this 18650 set up like this right here.
Oh right, yeah. So you could kind of plug in any 18650.
Right. So what I may end up doing is if I have to, I mean if I absolutely have to test it that way, I don't know if I could actually plug it to the board to try that, or that might mess up the board. I don't know. I'm kind of whether to cut the wire and then just go from the wires, you know what I mean? and try it like that. But I've got all kinds of things going through my head right now.
Troubleshooting strategies.
Yeah, because if I can get away with it by linking the power to the board with this without actually screwing up the board, then yeah, I mean if it'll but see, I mean it's such a small amount of space. I run the risk of touching them together and then possibly messing up the board. I don't know if that would or not, but
You got some problems to work through.
yeah, exactly.
What's going on, Bobby? Bobby Susan back says, "What's up, Space? What is going
How
on?"
you doing, Bobby? Oh, I know what I could do.
But I don't know if I told you what Irv always told me from Plector Labs, which is you're supposed to really have a test rig set up kind of outside the Saber, and then you wire everything like as if it was in the Saber. So like let's say you have 2 lighted buttons and a speaker and a board and a battery, and you wire all that together like outside the Saber, kind of like right next to the Saber, and you get all your wires like the right length and stuff. And then once it works in that setup, like outside the Saber, you kind of start disconnecting everything and then reconnecting everything inside the Saber. And I'm not going to tell you that I do that every time.
Yeah.
But when I run into trouble, I always end up having to go that route. But it's like very stubborn thinking like, oh, I'll get it right the first time. And then like it just like never, I don't think it ever got right the first time. Never.
Yeah. Well, I think I have an idea. Maybe I can get a couple of 22 gauge wires, wire to the positive and negative of the board. Just have a small tip just for the Gator Bites to pop in a battery and then see if that will power the board up, you know?
Right. Also, you know, check your SD card, pop the SD card out, pop it back in, maybe reformat it on your computer if you're having trouble. It could be the SD card.
Well, see, that's the crazy thing. Well, you know what? I didn't even think about that. Maybe
because like that sound is making like that or whatever, like that kind of like an SD thing, but I don't know what it is at the moment.
Yeah, it's possible.
Like it's possible sometimes when you're fiddling with it, the card comes out, so you might have to push it just back in with the spring thingy, or the card with a jolt or something got like to where it needs to be like reflashed, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you re-put everything back in on the computer side and you might be okay. But definitely, you know, work on it if you have time. Ask me questions if you got questions, and we'll see if we can get it kicked on like by like a week from today. I might have a Graflex I'm working on the bench right now will probably be done by then. So I will probably be playing with that during the show, like testing it out. Maybe have a video up on the channel for that, for Armando's Graflex that I'm finishing up right now. Right. I've got a couple short blades that I'm working on for Civilized Sabers. I'll post a video for the short blades when they're fully together on Civilized Sabers this week. A lot going on this week. What else do I have? I have something else for SpaceWindu channel I had going on.
I don't even know how you do it, man. I mean, you got so many projects going on at one time.
I try to work on like a little bit at it. Like, so if I work on the blade project, I also in the same day, I might like work on another project as well. So I got a couple going on at the same time usually, but definitely subscribe right here to SpaceWindu channel if you're not already. And over at Civilized Sabers is the second channel that I post videos to. When people order something from Civilized Sabers, I'll make it and I will post it to Civilized Sabers. And I have like ongoing projects that I'm working on SpaceWindu for SpaceWindu channel that I'll post here. So those are a couple places you might want to Subscribe if you're looking for like custom lightsaber type of content. Let's see what Rich says. Hey, Space, I want to cut a KR strip to 30. I watched your video, but do you cut through the LED? Yeah, well, like that, it kind of ends up happening where one LED will be sliced through, whether you use my method, which is like Dremel method, or you cut it with pliers, because they're on a KR pixel stick. They're staggered. The LEDs are staggered, so you'd be hard pressed to kind of find a little seam in between two LEDs. Usually, I'll go in between two LEDs on the one side, but then when it hits the other side, we're going through an LED. So you will have sort of a little dead zone at the very end. But what you can do to like minimize that in your final blade is to like take your tip, whatever tip you're going to use, drill that out like a little bit more, so that you could shove that pixel stick like up in there. And then if you need to, if it doesn't look good at that point, take some foam or take a little bit of like diffusion, usually foam, like a thin foam from like a 7/8 a tube or something. And you can put that in the tip around the KR, and that'll diffuse everything, make everything look really, really even. But yeah, you will end up cutting through just because of the staggered nature of that pixel stick, which is a good thing. Like, it's a good thing, right? The LEDs are staggered, which makes it look good, but it also means that you will end up cutting through one LED. Just make sure on one side you're not cutting through one. On the other side, unfortunately, it will cut through one. But that is how I do it. I'll be cutting one this week as well. I've cut one down to 32 from one of the from like probably the 34 or the 30, whatever they are, 36, 38. I'll probably cut it down to 32 for Armando. But yeah, those are like the brightest thing you're going to come across. So definitely, if you're not into dueling, if you don't need to duel, KR pixel stick is awesome. Build your blade out of that. It's super, super bright. It's like some of the colors, some of the like the straight colors are brighter than a TriStar. Some of the mixed colors, it's like the TriStar is like even, maybe beats it out a little bit, but the pixel stick being those really fat 50/50 LEDs and being so close together, really, really, really nice blade. Those are impressive on the light meter. It's like 15,000 across the board. Really nice. Good luck doing that. And what you can do too is like, if you have a way to test it, Rich, like you assemble the blade partially so that you have your little pogo connector on the one end that you could put it on a tester to see how it lights up after you do your cut. That's like one thing I do. Just like make sure, that it looks good bare before you start putting on your diffusion methods. All right, well, we will come back for Mundo Monday on this coming Monday. We're basically going to do this show every single Monday. Set your calendars for like 10 o'clock on Monday nights. We're going to do Saber talk every single Monday. Sometimes it's going to be like this. Sometimes I am going to be like working on lightsabers. So I have a camera that I'm going to be facing my work area. Probably over the summer, that's going to happen more and more, where like I'll be standing there doing like projects and kind of like talking to you guys like with camera over my shoulder or something. Mundo will be doing his projects.
Yep.
Anybody else that comes on here, they might be like working, might be talking directly to us, helping us out. I know if Jedi Arms Dealer comes on, he might be talking to us, helping us through stuff. I could also be doing some Star Wars art. If you guys like to see like Star Wars paintings and stuff, I do those as well. I got one for Jedi Arms Dealer right now that I actually considered popping that on tonight, but we kind of got talking about other stuff. But if we're ever bored, I might pop up my Star Wars paintings, and we can chat about sabers while we paint lightsabers, because that's kind of the point of some of these artworks that I'm doing, like for Jedi Arms Dealer. It's all about the saber. It's like the saber's the center stage of the artwork anyway, so might as well do some of that on Saber Talk as well. Yeah. So, Mundo, do you got anything to say before we
Well,
before we roll out?
yeah. So first and foremost, everybody who stopped by, chit chatted with us, thank you very much. And I also cannot thank Space enough for allowing me to come on with him. It's such a great pleasure and privilege and a lot of fun to be on here with him to talk sabers and to talk with everybody.
It's Mundo Monday. You gotta be out here.
Yep, yep. So, but I got to give credit where credit is due, buddy. I mean, without the SpaceWindu channel, there'd be no Mundo Monday.
The Mandalorian.
Mandalorian, there you go. So, and again, if you haven't also checked out Space's Albatross Junction, which is his comic book, along with his buddy Kevin Scott Cosme. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed to their channel on Comic Book Creation Live, check it out, man. I mean, go check out the comic. It's really awesome. You'll also see me there one day. I'm a comic book character there, And as far as anything else goes, if like I said, make sure you like and subscribe to everything, because if you enjoy what we do and you enjoy Space's content, come and have fun with this. Monday nights and whenever he comes on. Yeah, you won't be sorry. I mean, great guy, great content. Let's party.
Mundo. Thanks, Mundo. Thanks everybody that tuned in tonight and watched. Come back and see Mundo's progress on the Saber. We got to get the Saber working for Mundo. I know I really feel it that like once that one happens, the rest are gonna like roll out way easier for you.
Oh,
And
think
it's gonna
so,
like
too.
because once you get it working and you realize like, hey, that wasn't so bad, it's a little bit of a struggle before that happens, but once it happens, you're like, that wasn't so bad, and then you'll be able to like remember all those trials and tribulations that you went through, and on the next one you'll sail right through, hopefully, because even when you use the different boards, it's the same concept, especially with NeoPixel. It's like, oh, I've got 3 wires running up for NeoPixel, I need a battery, I need buttons, I've got this board. It's not too bad when you've got the manual open to whatever board you're working on. Just like you kind of know the components that you need, and it doesn't change too much from board to board.
Right.
Following the directions isn't too bad once you have one under your belt. So I know that like once you get this one under your belt, it's going to be smoother. I know it.
Right. And for somebody like me, if you have dyslexia, if you have a little hard time learning things, take your time. Take your time. You're not in any rush. Don't rush it. Because
this electronic stuff is hard too. I mean, maybe for some people it comes easy, but not for me. Like what comes easy for me is like I can make the hilt and have a lot of fun, like playing with the metal, making the hilt. Like a mistake is only known by me, right? I'm just like playing around. But when you get to the electronics, it's like you make a mistake, all of a sudden there's smoke, and then it's broken and and whatever else. So that's the hard part in my mind, and that's what definitely you have to study and stuff and figure out that stuff. I always have the manual open when I'm working on that stuff. That always helps.
And then I followed the manual as well as I could, and I mean I'm still making mistakes, but as far as that goes, like I said, if this is your first time working on something, or if you're just starting out trying to get ideas, most importantly, take your time. Do your research, find out what you're going to find out, go through all the forums, see what everybody's talking about. If you got a problem, talk to somebody who knows what they're doing, just like Space, like I talked to Space and I talked to Harris and I talked to a few other people, and I get lots of help. Trust me, I get lots of help, and I wouldn't be this far along.
You know what we should start calling the show? We should start calling the show SA, Sabers Anonymous. And just have like people with problems come in and like talk about their like Saber problems. Be like, I've been in Sabers for like 12 years, man. I just can't give it up. I'm like so deep in now. My wife left me, and like all I have is all these. It's just like
and that's what you tell him. You just gotta savor the moment, dude.
Savor the moment. Don't quit.
Yeah. You already got that far. I mean, shit, might as well go with it.
Oh, Rich's opinion on CF10. He says CF10 is a hard board. The Golden
Really?
Harvest V3 is a great board to start with. I like it better than CF10 anyway. Yeah, I think
Really?
you told us that one time, and I
Yeah.
want to try this. I want to try the Golden Harvest V3, especially since you keep telling us that it's easier.
I got
Because
somebody.
I
I
need
got
something
somebody
that's
who
like
got one for
straightforward.
65. I got one. I got somebody that I can get one from for 65 with the SD card. So I don't know.
Nice.
I might be able to pull that one off.
Yeah, and
Hopefully.
like we were saying before, I do like the idea that you could have that little like sister board or that little pull-out board that like can
Yeah,
be
the CD.
that can be put in a different part of the hilt. So like let's say you wanted to like run that line all the way to the top and have your like USB access all the way at the top and never have to like deal with undoing a pommel or any of that.
Yeah.
That sounds great. I will definitely be doing that in a Saber. Bobby Susan Beck says I burned up 2 boards and about went crazy on my first attempt. Second try was much better. Yeah,
There you
see,
go.
like once you get past that first one, I think it's gonna be smoother sailing because like you understand first of all that it can be done,
Yeah.
and second of all that like it wasn't so complicated. It seems complicated until you do get that first win, though, for sure.
Right.
Rich, this is funny. Rich, yeah, like I'm starting to develop this box too. He says I have a box of dead boards. It happens. Yeah,
I'm sure one day I will. I mean,
I
I'm
always
just
have.
barely starting out, so I probably one day will myself.
Yeah, like, and I start to think of these ideas of what I'm gonna do. It's like, oh, this board, like the NeoPixel doesn't work, so I will use this for like a blaster at some point, So I try to think of like other ideas for like half broken boards. Rich says TCSS has them for 58, and you can get them. Yeah, you can put in that May 4th thing that we showed earlier in the episode. I think it was like 50% off anything on the site or 10% off soundboards, whatever it was.
Yeah.
That is cool. I'm gonna do my May 4th order because I need blade tubes and maybe I'll throw in one of those yeah, see, I get confused because sometimes I think Verso is the Golden Harvest, but I get confused with these names. So Golden Harvest
Verso is a different.
Okay. Yeah, Verso is one I wanted to try as well. That looks easier too.
Yeah, and I
Yes.
think it has a single button. I think it has a single button installation deal where you can just use one button instead of 2 for everything.
But you can use 2 as well if you want.
Yeah, you can use 2 if you want, but I think it's so versatile that you can use 1 for everything.
Yeah, it's more like Profi, I think.
I think it's like in between the Profi and the CFX, something like that. But it's a beginner board, and I think when Cal started these, they were like $40.
Oh, okay. Golden Harvest is direct competitor to CF10. Okay. All right, that's good to know. Yeah, see, I get confused with all these boards that have come out, like which one is standing at which level. So the Golden Harvest V3 is direct competitor to CF10. That makes sense. That makes sense why people like it a lot too. Yeah, 1 or 2 button for those. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna order one of those Golden Harvests, and maybe a Verso next time I'm over at if they have them at the KR at the Saber Armory. Rich says the Verso is a little limiting. Yeah, I think I'd heard a couple features that weren't like super expansive on those, but it seemed good for like, let's say for like Mundo's daughter Saber.
Yeah,
the Verso seemed like it'd be perfect because I think you put like 3 fonts on it or something, and she'd be happy as could be.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I was thinking is getting a Verso for her. So
because the smooth swing is just out of control fun, like when you're playing with that, you like don't want to turn it off.
Right.
It's a great tri-cree board. Okay, so if you're doing like a LED type of thing with the Verso, Rich says that works. I haven't done an LED Saber in a while.
I actually haven't even done one yet. Well, I mean, I bought the stunt one, but that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't actually wired up a stunt one. Wait a minute, I think I did actually. I think it was the green one that I did for my cousin.
Mm. All right.
No.
Well, we're gonna get out of here and come back a week from now to do another live show. In the meantime, look out on my channels for some new videos coming out this week. SpaceWindu channel and Civilized Sabers channel. If you want to check out our comic book, like Mundo said, check out Comic Book Creation Live. That's where I post videos about new comic books that I put out. The next Albatross Junction issue is going to come out this summer, issue number 3. And when we put that one out, we'll have for sale issues number 1 and 2 as well, so you can get into all of them if you haven't seen those yet. Mundo, thanks for doing the show tonight, and we'll talk to you in a couple days. Good luck with your
Anytime, buddy.
Saber.
Anytime. Thank you.
Good luck with your build.
Yeah, I'll let you know the minute I'm gonna actually wire, like I said, to the board and then try to see if it'll fire up or not. I mean, hopefully. We'll
Good
see.
luck. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. May the 4th be with you. May the force be with you all. Love you all. Love you, Mundo. Have a great
Love you too,
evening,
guys.
everybody.
Love you guys. Thank you all. Absolutely. Everybody have a happy May 4th. May the force
Definitely.
be with y'all.
Enjoy all the sales. Buy all the Saber stuff. Saber the moment. May 4th it up.